My name is Amina Hassan. I am 24 years old. The event that changed my life happened on August 17th, 2023. On that day, I was attacked because I left Islam and became a Christian. I was shot 3 times and left to die. Many people believed my life had ended that day, but I survived. This story is about how everything began. I was born into a strict Muslim family in a small town. My father was known as a respected man in our community. He worked as a trader and also helped to lead prayers in the local mosque. My mother sold food in the market and taught me from childhood how to behave like a good Muslim girl. I had 4 brothers and 2 sisters. I was the third child. In our home, girls were taught to be quiet, to obey, and never question elders or religion. My brothers were allowed to speak freely, go out at night, and dream of big futures. My sisters and I were taught that our honor was more important than our happiness. I went to a public primary school and later a government secondary school. I was a good student. I loved reading and learning English. My teachers often said I was smart and careful. I dreamed of becoming a nurse one day so I could help sick people. But my life at home was not easy. From the age of 12, I was forced to cover my body fully. I was not allowed to play with children who were not Muslims. I was beaten when I asked questions about life or faith. Sometimes my father punished me for small mistakes. Sometimes my mother watched and said nothing because she feared him. I lived in fear most days. I feared speaking too much. I feared laughing too loud. I feared thinking differently. Religion in my home was not about love, it was about rules and control. When I was 17, my parents tried to arrange my marriage to an older man. I cried many nights. I begged to continue school. After many arguments and punishment, they allowed me to finish secondary school, but the marriage plan never fully went away. My heart felt trapped. Later, when I was 20, I met a woman at the market who was kind to me. She noticed my sadness. Over time, she told me about Jesus, not with pressure, but with care. She showed me kindness I had never felt from religious people before. Slowly, I began to listen. I learned about love, forgiveness, and a God who cared about my pain. I learned that faith did not have to come with fear and beating. This changed something deep inside me. But I also knew the truth. In my community, leaving Islam was seen as betrayal. It was seen as shame. It was seen as something that deserved punishment. I hid my new faith for a long time. I prayed in secret. I read in secret. I cried in secret. Every day, I walked like a free person outside, but inside, I was a prisoner. The pressure grew heavier when my family started to suspect that I had changed. My brothers followed me sometimes. Neighbors watched me closely. My father became more angry and controlling. I felt like a bird inside a cage that was getting smaller. By the time I finally decided to openly live as a Christian, I already knew my life was in danger, but I did not know how painful the price would be. Fear does not knock before it enters a life. It breaks the door quietly and sits in the heart like a shadow that never sleeps. What happened after I chose to follow Jesus was not a mistake of one day. It was a slow fire that burned my peace, my safety, and almost my life. After I accepted Christianity in my heart, my world changed, even though I tried to act normal. I still woke up early. I still swept the house. I still helped my mother cook. I still greeted my neighbors. But inside me, everything was different. I prayed quietly at night when everyone was asleep. I hid my small Bible inside my school bag, wrapped in old clothes. I read it in empty classrooms, behind buildings or under trees where no one followed me. Each day felt like walking on broken glass. One evening, my younger brother followed me without my knowledge. I stopped near the market to meet the woman who helped me learn about Christianity. She showed me kindness again and reminded me to be careful. I did not know my brother was watching from a distance. That night, everything changed. At home, my father looked at me in a strange way. My brothers surrounded me. My mother avoided my eyes. The air in the room felt heavy, like before a storm. Later, my eldest brother came to my room. He told me that people had seen me learning about Christianity. He revealed that my family felt I had brought shame to them. He showed me anger mixed with fear in his eyes. From that day, my life became a prison. My phone was taken, my school was stopped. I was not allowed to leave the house alone. Sometimes they locked my door from outside. My father beat me many times, not once, not twice, many times. He hit me when I refused to return to Islam. He hit me when I cried. He hit me when I stayed silent. My mother watched most times. Tears fell from her eyes, but fear closed her mouth. My brothers insulted me daily. They called me dirty. They called me a disgrace. They said I deserved to suffer. Food was reduced. Some days I ate only once. Some days, not at all. I became thin. My hands shook often. My heart beat fast even when I was sitting still. At night, I cried into my pillow so no one would hear me. I asked myself many times if choosing Jesus was a mistake, but deep inside, I felt peace when I prayed. Even in pain, something in me stayed strong. One afternoon, my father called elders from the community. They sat in our living room. I was forced to kneel in front of them. They spoke for a long time. They told me my choice had cursed my family. They told me my life no longer belonged to me. They revealed that I must return to Islam or face serious punishment. I shook as I listened. My father later told me that if I refused again, I would be treated as someone already dead. From that day, the beatings became worse. My body carried hidden pain. My heart carried open wounds. One night, my brother tied my hands and locked me inside a small storeroom behind our house. There was no light, no mat, only cold floor. I stayed there for 2 days. No food, little water, only darkness. I talked to God in my heart. I asked him to help me survive. When they finally released me, my legs could hardly walk. Still, I did not deny my faith. This made them angrier. My father began to meet with strange men at night. They spoke quietly. When I came near, they stopped talking. Their eyes followed me like hunters watching a weak animal. Fear became my daily companion. I slept lightly, I walked slowly, I breathed carefully. I knew something terrible was coming. I just did not know when or how. Some days are written in the book of life with fire, not ink. Even when years pass, the body may heal, but the heart still remembers the sound of fear. This is the day I thought I would never live to tell. The morning of August 17, 2023 came quietly. Birds sang, the sky was clear, people walked to work as usual. But inside me, something felt wrong. My hands were shaking while I swept the yard. My chest felt tight, like someone was slowly pressing a heavy stone on it. My father did not look at me. My brothers avoided my face. My mother cried while cooking, but turned away when I noticed. No one explained anything to me. Later that day, my eldest brother told me to follow him to the back of the compound. He said my father wanted to see me near the old storage building. His voice was calm, but his eyes were not. I walked slowly. Each step felt heavy. Behind the building, I saw 3 men I did not know. They were strong and quiet. Their faces were hard, like stones. My father stood a few steps away from them. He did not come closer to me. He did not touch me. He only turned his face away. One of the men came near me. He showed me anger without shouting. He revealed that I had brought shame to my family and danger to their name. Another man checked the road to see if anyone was coming. My heart began to beat so loudly I could hear it in my ears. I understood. They were not there to talk. Before I could run, my brother held my arm tightly. My feet slipped on the dry ground. I fell on my knees. I closed my eyes. I prayed in my heart. Then everything happened fast. I felt strong pain in my body. Not once, not twice, 3 times. It felt like fire entered me. My ears rang. My body became weak. The ground came close to my face. Dust entered my mouth. My eyes became heavy. I could hear voices, but they sounded far away, like people talking underwater. I could not move. I could not scream. I could not open my eyes. I thought my life had ended. The men left. My brother left. My father left. They believed I was dead. I lay there alone. Blood covered my clothes. My body felt cold. My breathing became slow and shallow. But something strange happened. I was still alive. I could feel my heart beating, weak but steady. A woman from a nearby house came to throw away water. She saw me lying there. She became afraid and called for help. People gathered. Someone covered me with cloth. Someone carried me on a wooden door because there was no car nearby. I moved in and out of darkness. At the small hospital, doctors worked on me. They removed the bullets. They cleaned my wounds. They said later that one bullet missed my heart by a very small space. They said it should not have happened that way. They said I should not have survived. But I did. When I opened my eyes 2 days later, my body was full of pain. Tubes were in my hands. Bandages covered my chest and side. I was alive. But my family did not come. No father, no mother, no brothers. Only the woman who helped me learn about Christianity quietly came to see me. She held my hand and cried. I understood then. I no longer had a home. I no longer had a family. I only had my life and my faith. Some people think the story ends when the blood stops flowing, but for me, the real pain started when I opened my eyes and saw that I was still alive, alone, and unwanted by the people who once called me family. When I woke up in the hospital, light entered my eyes slowly. The room smelled of medicine. My body felt heavy, like stones were placed on my chest and sides. I tried to move my hands, but pain stopped me. A nurse came close to me. She cleaned my face gently. She told me I had been asleep for 2 days. She showed me where the bullets had touched my body and how the doctors worked for many hours to save me. I stayed quiet. Inside my heart, many questions fought each other. Why did I live? Why did my own family leave me? What kind of life was waiting for me? Days passed. No visitor came from my home. No message, no sign. Only the Christian woman visited sometimes. She brought food. She washed my clothes. She helped me sit when my body was too weak. She showed me care like a real mother. Doctors told me my wounds were deep, but healing slowly. They said I would walk again. They said I would breathe well again. But they also said my heart would carry fear for a long time. They were right. At night, I woke up shaking. I saw shadows of men. I heard loud sounds in my head. I felt cold, even under warm blankets. I feared sleep. After 3 weeks, the hospital asked me to leave. I had no home to return to. My family had told people I was dead. Some neighbors believed it. Some knew the truth but stayed silent. The Christian woman took me to a small room behind a church building. The roof leaked when rain fell. The floor was rough, but it was safe. That place became my new world. I learned to walk again, step by step. I learned to wash my wounds myself. I learned to hide when strange people came near the church. Even after surviving bullets, danger did not end. Some people from my town searched for me. They told others I must be finished because I brought shame. They said my life was a curse. Once, 2 men came near the church asking questions. I hid behind old chairs. My heart beat like a drum. My hands shook until they left. Persecution followed me like a shadow. I lost my family. I lost my name in my town. I lost my past life, but I did not lose my faith. Many times I cried alone at night. I pressed my face into the floor and asked God why my road was filled with pain. But each time I felt strength rise slowly inside me, like a small light refusing to die. I began to help other women in secret. Some were beaten. Some were forced into marriage. Some were chased for believing in Jesus. We shared food. We shared tears. We shared prayers. My body carried scars. My heart carried wounds, but my soul carried hope. Today I live quietly in a new place. Few people know my real name. I avoid crowds. I walk carefully. I trust slowly. I am still healing, but I am alive, and my life now has meaning. A message to Christians around the world. If you were reading this, please remember people like me. Many believers sleep in fear. Many hide their faith. Many are beaten, rejected, hunted, and forgotten. Please pray for those who are persecuted because they love Jesus. Pray for their safety. Pray for their strength. Pray for their families to change. Pray that God will protect their lives. A simple prayer of salvation. If your heart feels heavy and you want to turn away from sin and come close to God, you can pray like this in your heart. You can tell God that you are sorry for your sins. You can tell Him you believe Jesus died and rose again to save you. You can ask Him to wash your heart and make you new. You can ask Him to help you live a good life from today. God sees your heart even when no one else does. This is the end of my story. But for many others, the story of persecution is still happening. Please do not forget them, and please do not stop praying. Some lost their homes. Some lost their parents. Some lost their lives, all because they chose Jesus. Their stories live inside me. When I sleep in safety now, I remember those who cannot. When I eat, I remember those who are punished with hunger. When I pray, I see their faces. I am no longer a princess of gold. I am a daughter of faith. And I would choose this life again, even with the pain, because Jesus met me in the place where humans tried to erase me. A message from my heart to you. If you are a Christian reading this, please do not forget those who suffer quietly. Pray for children who hide their Bibles, mothers who whisper prayers in the dark, fathers who lose their jobs for believing, girls who are locked away for choosing Christ, boys who are beaten for refusing to deny Him. Your prayers reach places your feet cannot go. If your heart wants to turn to Jesus, if you feel something touching your heart right now, you can speak to God in simple words. You do not need long sentences. You can pray by telling Him that you believe Jesus is the Son of God, that you are sorry for your sins, that you want a new life, that you accept His love and forgiveness, that you want Him to lead you from today. Say it honestly, say it quietly or aloud. God listens to the heart more than the voice. My story began with chains. It continues with freedom, and it will end in light. For everyone who suffers for their faith, you are not forgotten. I am living proof. Some lost their homes. Some lost their parents. Some lost their lives, all because they chose Jesus. Their stories live inside me. When I sleep in safety now, I remember those who cannot. When I eat, I remember those who are punished with hunger. When I pray, I see their faces. I am no longer a princess of gold. I am a daughter of faith. And I would choose this life again, even with the pain, because Jesus met me in the place where humans tried to erase me. A message from my heart to you. If you are a Christian reading this, please do not forget those who suffer quietly. Pray for children who hide their Bibles, mothers who whisper prayers in the dark, fathers who lose their jobs for believing, girls who are locked away for choosing Christ, boys who are beaten for refusing to deny Him. Your prayers reach places your feet cannot go. If your heart wants to turn to Jesus, if you feel something touching your heart right now, you can speak to God in simple words. You do not need long sentences. You can pray by telling Him that you believe Jesus is the Son of God, that you are sorry for your sins, that you want a new life, that you accept His love and forgiveness, that you want Him to lead you from today. Say it honestly, say it quietly or aloud. God listens to the heart more than the voice. My story began with chains. It continues with freedom, and it will end in light. For everyone who suffers for their faith, you are not forgotten. I am living proof.